In this video, we will be looking at the grasshopper in the phylum Arthropoda. They are in the group Hexapoda and then in the group Insecta. These are in the group Orthoptera, and so these grasshoppers are the lubber grasshopper. Here, just looking a little bit at the external anatomy, first pointing out that this is a male and this is a female with her ovipositor for depositing eggs once they have been fertilized by a male. Here we can see the three body parts of the lubber grasshopper: the head, the thorax, which contains the wings and the three pairs of walking legs, and the abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen. On the head, there are a pair of compound eyes, as well as three simple eyes, also called ocelli. There is one pair of antennae. And then the mouth parts of various insects will be different based on the food that they consume. This lubber grasshopper has a pair of mandibles. On the thorax, this is a young grasshopper, and so we have two pairs of wings, which would continue to develop into longer wings as this adult matures. We have three pairs of walking legs, so the first pair here. Here is the second pair of walking legs, and then the enlarged third pair of walking legs for jumping. Also on the exterior surface, we can see it's a little bit easier on the female here. If we move her wing to the side, this structure right here, this round structure, is the tympanic membrane, so that the animal can hear. So there would be one on each side. So here's the tympanic membrane. Also, starting on the thorax, which we cannot see very easily, but the three segments of the thorax, as well as each segment of the abdomen, has a pair of openings that are called spiracles. You can see these little dots right here. These are actually openings into the animal as part of the trachea system for gas exchange. So on each segment that you're seeing here, there would be a spiracle on one side, and then there would be a spiracle on the other side as well. So we're going to begin our dissection of the lubber grasshopper. Carefully remove the exoskeleton. So we've removed the exoskeleton of a part of our grasshopper. so that we can see a little bit more of the internal structures. Remember that this is our female with her ovipositor. So if we look inside here, we can see that there are several egg cases. So these are the eggs, the darker brownish red structure. Just have to remove a little bit of the connective tissue to see all of the eggs that are there. So we would not see these in the male. There would just be gonads or testes there for the male. So I'm going to remove the eggs. Then the heart on the grasshopper is very difficult to see. It's a very thin structure, again, an open circulatory system. There are typically 5 hearts, so a segmented heart in insects. So what we're going to look at is the intestine of the grasshopper. These finger-like structures that I'm pointing to is the gastric ceca. They aid in digestion. Looking at the male grasshopper in the intestine, we can see these projections that are on either side of the intestine, and these are the gastric ceca. So there's one part. So you can see the gastric ceca here that surround the intestine that allow for digestive enzymes to help break down their food. As we continue back, either around surrounding the hindgut, we can see these very tiny tubes. These are called Malpighian tubules, and they work with the hindgut to help osmoregulate and also to get rid of nitrogenous waste. So these little tubules that are surrounding the hindgut here, the Malpighian tubules. So up here we have the crop. We have the gastric ceca surrounding the intestine to release enzymes to help break down food. The intestine continues, and surrounding the hindgut, there are these very small tubes, look like little strings, that are called the Malpighian tubules. And these are involved with the hindgut to osmoregulate and to get rid of nitrogenous waste. So these little tubules here. And that's about what we can see on the lover grasshopper.